For thousands of years, every voice had a limitation: the speaker. A message could only travel as far as a human could speak. A recording could only exist if someone performed it. A language could only spread if someone translated it. Human communication was constrained by human capacity. Then something changed. The voice became software. Words entered a machine, and speech emerged instantly. Any language, any accent, any time, at global scale. Most people think AI voice platforms generate audio. They don't. Audio is merely the visible output. The real product is far more valuable. They manufacture communication itself, on demand, without human presence, without physical limitation, without geographical boundaries. This is not an audio business. It is a communication infrastructure business. And the operators who understand this distinction are quietly positioning themselves inside one of the fastest growing systems of the artificial intelligence era. Today, we decode the blueprint behind the AI speech infrastructure, a system transforming language into scalable distribution.
To control a system, you must first understand its architecture. Most users believe AI speech platforms create voices, but voices are only the final layer. Beneath the interface exists a sophisticated communication engine. Layer 1, the intelligence layer. Models trained to understand language, context, pronunciation, emotion, and speech patterns. Layer 2, the voice layer. Digital identities capable of transforming text into natural audio. Layer 3, the distribution layer. The infrastructure connecting communication demand to synthetic execution. Most entrepreneurs become fascinated by voice quality, but voice quality eventually becomes a commodity. History repeatedly demonstrates this pattern. When a technology matures, its value migrates upward, away from production toward distribution, away from capability toward access. The voice itself is important, but the gateway through which millions of voices travel is where leverage lives. Most people see audio. The architect sees infrastructure.
Traditional voice production follows a simple equation. More content requires more recording. More recording requires more time. More time increases cost. This creates a natural bottleneck. Every audiobook, every advertisement, every training course, every narration project requires additional labor. Artificial intelligence changes the economics completely. The same infrastructure can generate 1 recording or 1 million without hiring additional narrators, without increasing production teams, without scaling operational complexity. This creates extraordinary asymmetry. A single platform can serve educators, marketers, publishers, media companies, and creators simultaneously. The cost of replication approaches zero, but the value of distribution continues to grow. This is where software economics emerge. The machine does not become tired. The machine does not negotiate. The machine simply scales. And systems that scale without proportional labor have historically created enormous wealth.
If voice generation is becoming accessible, why do certain platforms continue growing stronger? Because the real advantage is not the voice, it is dependency. A company records thousands of training modules, A creator builds hundreds of videos. A publisher converts entire libraries into audio. Workflows emerge, processes emerge, habits emerge. Gradually, the platform becomes embedded inside daily operations. This is the hidden mechanism behind recurring revenue. The customer is not purchasing speech. The customer is purchasing continuity, speed, reliability, consistency. The strongest infrastructure businesses understand this. They are not selling features. They are becoming operational necessities. And operational necessities accumulate power, not because users love them, but because users depend on them. True dominance rarely comes from popularity. It comes from integration.
This brings us to the blueprint. Most aspiring founders assume they must create voice technology. That assumption creates unnecessary friction. The voice engines already exist. The infrastructure already exists. The opportunity lies in specialization. Identify industries with repetitive communication needs: education, corporate training, real estate, healthcare, legal services, financial consulting. Then locate the communication bottleneck, the explanations they repeat, the presentations they produce, the onboarding materials they deliver, the training content they distribute. Build a workflow around that problem, not around artificial intelligence, around operational efficiency. The voice becomes invisible. The outcome becomes valuable. And when the outcome becomes essential, the gateway becomes difficult to replace. This is where leverage emerges, not from owning the voice, but from owning the flow of communication.
The industrial economy, scaled production. The software economy, scaled information. The artificial intelligence economy is beginning to scale communication itself. Most people see voices. Most people see narrators. Most people see audio tools. The architect sees infrastructure, a communication layer, a distribution network, a scalable utility. The technology will improve. The voices will become indistinguishable from humans. The barriers will continue to fall. But the underlying principle remains unchanged. The greatest fortunes are rarely built by producing the resource. They are built by controlling access to it. Most people consume communication. The architect distributes communication. Most people generate speech. The architect owns the voice factory. Most people follow the flow. The architect builds the gateway. This is Nexera, Decoding Systems, Architecting Wealth.